Derp, 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 derp. With the entire giant freaking draft. Yes. Today we lay the New York Giants 2020 season, 2019-2020 to rest. Tree, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah.
I'm glad everyone had as good a laugh as you did on my reaction.
I think that's the entire NFL that did that.
Dude, there's like there's gigs of people reacting in a negative way to that.
Oh yeah, like it's all over.
Right. Right.
I mean, I feel bad for the guy himself. Like this is supposed to be the best moment of his life, and now he's just being mocked and ridiculed and has ridiculous expectations upon him now.
Well, I think the thing for him is he's going to be quickly sat and just stashed away. But the same people that booed his ass is going to be calling for him week 8 when Eli
when Eli sucks.
Yeah. Or say week 3, the Giants are 1-2. They're going to be like, put Daniel Jones. Why'd you put six overall? Should be in there. You're the guy, man. You get him in. You're the one that made the reach. Gosh.
That's Gettleman though, man. Like your offseason has been a nightmare.
That was such a reach. That was like a midget at a urinal. It was just he had to overextend just to take a fucking quarterback nobody was talking about. But that's it. So after that, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to read some Snapchats, but after that, we only got to cover the first round. The Giants still bothered me with their picks, and it's not these could be good players, but it's mostly I was pissed off at Gettleman from the start, and no matter what he did was not going to redeem himself,
Of course, because it had that sour taste in your mouth. Like there are people like in the comment section that hate the Dexter Lawrence pick.
I like that pick, by the way. I liked every subsequent pick after that.
Like I don't think the Lawrence pick was that bad.
Yeah.
They're just trying to replace Snacks, get it cheaper and just longer term.
Mm-hmm.
So
they got a white linebacker, who they're saying he might be a. Look at these grades right here. The consensus was it was a D. Okay, so I'm reading a USA Today. They gave Daniel Jones a C, Dexter Lawrence an F for that.
Daniel Jones a C. You gave Jones a higher grade than Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I'd flip those around.
Yeah. And then DeAndre Baker.
You could have had Daniel Jones at 17. I mean, I'm not buying Gettleman whatsoever because the Broncos weren't interested in him. The Redskins were besmitten by Haskins. Jacksonville just signed a big quarterback as a free agent. They have no interest. The Dolphins are looking to tank. Buffalo just picked their quarterback.
They could have
picked their quarterback.
They could have stood pat. They could have drafted, Josh Allen, right? And then got on the phone and talked to the Cardinals, right? They already knew that the Cardinals drafted Kyler Murray. They had 30 minutes of data or an hour to operate off of, and they knew that the Cardinals were willing to deal Rosen. I'd take Rosen over Jones 10 times out of 10. I would. The Dolphins got a steal in Rosen. So in my mind,
as I said, I think Rosen got kind of screwed over by his awful offensive line at the regime change.
Yeah. They didn't even bother to tell him they were taking Murray. They were just
of course. I mean, they did the whole smoke and mirrors of Josh is our guy, but come on. Mm-hmm. They should have picked Bosa if it were me, but
what did Miami give up? A second-round pick for Rosen?
A second-round pick and a 2025th or something.
Right. Wouldn't you draft?
Late second. He got drafted 10th overall, and they traded, I think, a third to get him. They moved up.
Would you draft a player with 1 year experience in an NFL offense, that was named Josh Rosen? Yeah, you'd draft him with a second-round pick. That'd be great value.
Of course. That's a bargain.
Yeah. They stole him. They stole him. All right, so they gave DeAndre Baker a D plus. Okay.
Really?
And then they gave, well, this is USA Today. This is not a credible fucking source.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably just some dude like just going on the net.
He used to work for Vox, and he would throw darts at a.
It's Vox, dude. Vox is one of those like weird news sites that does.
Well, no, they just pick like four. It's like what's that game? Mad Libs, but with news stories, like dildo thieves in Venezuela, and they're just like, all right, run with it, make a 2-minute movie. All right, and then they gave O'Shane Zimenez from Old Dominion a B, and that's the end of the picks. So. They ended up picking. So this is the end of their grades. They ended up picking an offensive lineman late, and I think a linebacker late. So they got some players. You know, they're just gonna suck. They're just gonna suck. Oh, Thick Johnny, you got a huge booty.
The worst part is they pretend that they're still competitive. Because they signed Golden Tate for to replace Odell, even though he's a significant downgrade. You're still playing Eli like he's like 2012. But if it makes you feel any better, the Steelers are probably going that route with Ben.
It's possible. It's going to be a lot better transition, though. They did take Darius Slayton, by the way, a wide receiver. So I thought that was kind of a dub, but he's undersized. Like, haven't they learned that Eli likes to throw to oversized receivers because he's usually 2 to 3 feet off of where he should be throwing the ball? So that's why
he's usually been surrounded by tall wide receivers. Right. Plaxico, Mario Manningham, Odell.
They were so nasty when they had Plax, or they had Hakeem Nicks, Mario Manningham, and Victor Cruz out of the slot. And then they had they had a good receiver core. Like, Eli had weapons. He made a lot of people look good. All right, let's get into these snapper chats before I freaking start.
Before we lose our mind with Giants talk.
Yeah, and you can talk about also how you think the Steelers did. Their prolapsed anus is slowly getting sucked back into your colon right now. We've both had terrible off seasons.
No, I mean the Steelers had a nightmare since like week 13.
Yeah, it's been bad, man. It's bad, man. All right, Lua 503 kicking it off. I think I might be the only Blues fan to admit the ref favored us these past 2 games. Is that an indictment on myself, Blues fans, or the refs? No, it's not. It's okay to, dude, I've seen my team get favorable calls. Like, it's okay to admit it. You're still on the good side.
I mean, if you wanted to be technical, that should have been a penalty on Patrick Maroon. But him, like, Lindell embellishing earlier on, that said, like, nope, we ain't calling that because we think you're faking it.
Right.
Technically, he did it to himself.
And Lindell knew it, too. When he fell down, when he got tripped.
He flopped like a fish.
Well, earlier, but on that play, I don't think he wanted to go down like Maroon.
Oh, no, of course not. You have a minute and a half left. Right. You're fighting for OT.
Hey, look.
You don't give him a wide open shot. And Bishop was playing down, looking at the pass. Playing the pass. He didn't expect Maroon just to snipe it top shelf.
Yeah. The only girl I ever met named Karma, she was a real bitch. And she was a bitch to Lindell.
Oh, Karma's a bitch to everyone.
Yeah. She was a fucker.
Karma's a bitch to everyone.
She see you in Toledo. Because that was a snipe by Maroon, too. That was an insane third period. That was 4 goals.
5 minutes left. It was insane.
It was good, man. It was good.
Yeah. So for the same thing from Boston here, I mean, Columbus has been dominating the past, period in, a quarter.
Hey, man, last show we made it 4 hours. We didn't fuck up on the snapper chats at all.
I know. That was crazy.
Yeah. So,
that was a rare marathon. I mean, maybe in the future we'll do it again.
I haven't slept right since. Not because we stayed up late. It was because Daniel Jones was taken with the 6th overall pick.
Jeez. I mean, dude, it's what can you do?
That's funny.
You can't really fully assess those picks until 3 to 5 years down the road anyway. I mean, people say I'm wrong about Trubisky. I mean, he's kind of If you're looking back in hindsight, you'd rather have Mahomes or Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, well,
Like Trubisky isn't terrible, but
The,
that's
the
the key. It's just the but part.
the thing is, like, you can say, "Oh, I'd rather have this and that." Like, I just feel like how I just felt bad at the draft. Like, you want to be excited about something. Like, yeah, in the back of your mind, like Saquon was the summer girlfriend where that was a lot of trouble, but you're happy with the moment, right? Like,
Oh
you're
yeah.
just like, all right, this has got to be the right guy. And then he goes out and proves it by being the only offensive player that showed up last year. And then
Mm-hmm.
then you just get this bad taste in your mouth, like, what the fuck is going on? And Gettleman drafted Saquon, so I mean, I don't know. He could have something, if they go out and win 10 games next year, and he points a big fuck you, and bends over and shows me his hairy ass, and is just like fuck you, then I'll have to be okay with that, But it's not gonna happen. They're gonna win 6 games next year. I'm not. I don't have to worry about seeing Gettleman's fucking hairy asshole because he's not going to show it. They're going to win 6 games.
And 4 of those games will probably by the hands of Saquon.
Yeah. Like Saquon single-handedly is going to be like the next Lawrence Taylor as we just use up his thighs in these first 2 years of non-winning football.
Yeah, and then by the time like he either becomes Barry Sanders and chooses to fuck off, or he just dies.
I mean, you look at all the great backs, right? Like AP. I
The
mean,
only one I can see who's really won a title was Marshall Faulk, and he was just a supplement.
yeah. By the time that he got to St. Louis, they already had some serious weapons. But Marshall Faulk was great. Emmett Smith too. But
He's
it's
a
just
Hall of
not that
Famer,
league.
man.
It's not that kind of league. Like Chris Johnson, like what did he?
Yeah, Cop Speed was a legend back in the day.
Yeah. All
I mean,
right.
Jamal Charles, he just retired. Like when he was healthy, he was awesome.
Oh yeah, he was amazing for fantasy squads.
Oh
That's the
yeah, man.
thing
I
though.
remember first picking him up. I'm like, oh, let's give him a waiver because Larry Johnson just been cut. Paul Charles might be good, but dude was oh shit.
Yeah, but
Deal
it's starting to go towards quarterbacks now. Like Pat Mahomes had a monster fantasy year. I
Mm-hmm.
don't even.
And he'll be the #1 overall pick in fantasy next year.
I don't get. I don't play fantasy as much anymore. Now
I
that
play like one league usually. I mean, I'm not crazy about it.
yeah, now
I
that you
mean, most
don't.
of the time, like in the last few years, I haven't been able to pay attention to fantasy because I've been focusing on the sports ball shit. So,
Yeah, it's different
I mean, it's a
now.
little different, like observation now. It's not like you're looking at it from a fantasy perspective. Like
Right. Plus
you're
you
looking at it from like the football's perspective.
football, yeah. Plus you don't have to worry about the FBI coming to break down your door if you gamble a little bit. So, I prefer just
Well,
betting.
they'll do it now because of the NFL sanctions. They're starting to legalize it because they want it.
Oh, the NFL wants part of the fucking cut. Like they want to be able to provide the stats to all these sports books and just get like a stat tax off of that shit or have fully integrated content with an app where they're like, all right, if they get 1% of all the action that's laid on the NFL.
Oh, they're making millions,
Right.
maybe billions.
Right. Oh, billion. Yeah. 1%. I would, if someone asks you, like, hey, do you want 1% of all the action? You're like, shit. Like
I'll be like, yeah.
I think paid fantasy sports, like legal fantasy sports, is $1 billion industry. So
It's grown to $1 billion industry. I can
right.
agree with that.
So illegal gambling right now, even with all these sites out there, is multi-billion-dollar industry. That's what they think they know. I think
Pretty
the
much.
legal in Nevada and New Jersey is a couple bills. So
Yeah, Pittsburgh, like the Rivers Casino down here, also like just started sports betting.
yeah, if the NFL gets 1% out of that cut, like Roger Goodell is taking a bath in just hundreds. And
Oh, they're just banking money right now, dude.
wiping his underarms.
That's why That's why Goodell's never getting fired anytime soon. His job is to make the owners money,
right.
and he's making the owners money.
Goodell,
So, I mean, the football itself has been like pathetic, and it's been full of scandals and idiocy. But guess what? It's making money hands over fist.
they are printing money. The NFL, like Goodell is maybe the secret genius. Like he's probably secretly lobbied for, Congress or the Supreme Court to lift that ban on gambling. even though they've sent, misdirection texts about how, oh yeah, it could affect our product. Are you kidding? Right? People are going to come out of the shadows and love the fucking NFL, man. They're all about
you can literally
eyeballs.
sacrifice babies in the middle of the field and you would still get amazing.
You can punch your 3-year-old if you're Tyreek Hill and threaten his mom. Like, it's all good. As long as you can run that ball, buddy. Yep, or
pretty much
get open on a.
And Tyreek's going to get cut and get a second chance in Cleveland.
Of course, he's going to get a fucking raise is what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Just like his buddy.
Did Kareem Hunt really get a raise? I don't think.
I think he ended up making more. Yeah, it's a short term. He didn't get a long-term deal, but yeah, he ended up making more money. I could go on about that. All right, James Amadei, do you have a mint julep in there, Tree?
The mint julep. I would I'm kind of a bourbon guy. I've been trying to get back into it. I've been more beers of late, but no mint juleps.
All right.
Derby's this weekend, right? Or is that next week?
I believe. All right, let's look this up. Kentucky.
While you look that up, let's go to our next Mr. Snapchat for L. Chris. An idea for FPV for his stadium fetish. Top historic stadiums, maybe. Also, Tree's laughter is the cure for all ailments. Thank you. Good night.
When I went back,
I feel like people think like my laugh is fake, even though it's not. So
no, it was so sincere. The Derby is this weekend, May 4th.
That's what I thought.
May the 4th be with you.
Star Wars night too.
Yep. Mm-hmm. What was I about to say? Oh, when I went back and watched the replay, because in the moment. Right,
you were just at there. It's like that's why it's like this is gold. When I was like watching it like in real time.
Right, I'm feeling all these emotions.
Priceless, dude.
Right, I'm feeling all this.
It's like
pain.
I mean, I'm surprised like your reaction isn't in all those like Giants compilations.
It's because it was too choppy. That the fucking
YouTube stream bandwidth sucked.
Yeah, it was bad that night. I turned it on to ultra low latency now, so maybe that never happens. I doubt it, but
even ultra low, it's like it's streamed, but like the picture quality is awful. So I mean, it's a trade off.
Yeah. Well, who cares? Like no one. Yeah. This is basically a podcast. No one's looking at it to see my fucking handsome face. Like I'm horribly ugly. I'm disfigured. It's terrible. I once went into a plastic surgeon, like I used to call on plastic surgeons when I was a med rep, and the lady was like, "Can I help you with anything?" I was like, "Can you do anything with this?" And she just laughed, and she had huge fake tits because she
self-deprecation, whammy,
because she worked at a plastic surgeon. No shit. Anyways. Eli Arbiza at 5 points. Would you still have been pissed if the Giants had taken Haskins at 6 instead of Jones? As a Redskins fan, I'm pumped to have him and Sweat. Well, Haskins to me was the best quarterback in the draft, so you can't really besides Murray, and I feel like Haskins is going to be a better pro than Murray, but I would not have been as upset if Haskins had been picked. I would have been like, all right, we got a guy that we can build on, He's got
that was a consensus pick though, so you wouldn't have been like Daniel Jones crazy. Like Daniel Jones, some people didn't have him go until the 3rd round.
Yeah, so, I'm surprised in this picture behind me that they had a jersey. They must have stitched that right then and there for his.
Oh yeah, they also apparently had the same draft grade with Daniel Jones and Josh Allen, which I find really hard to believe.
I think that shit is iron on back there, and it's like it's still drying as him and Goodell. We're like, oh shit, we had Haskins, we had Josh Allen on here, but we're too fucking stupid to. So, is that fake that they actually had his name like ready to go? Are they just slapping these names on the back of jerseys like instantaneously?
They probably have some of them made up, and then they just like get it done, or they already have them already.
And the Giants, it's conspiracy
or something else.
Yeah, the Giants must have emailed him and said,
"You're like, hey, is your last name Allen? Here, I have a Giants jersey."
I don't know. That seems kind of suspect. They must have let him know in advance, like, hey, we're gonna take Daniel Jones. So somebody in the organization knew. That's fucking bullshit. They should be fired. They knew and they let it happen. That's bothersome. All right.
Some suspicions afoot. Suspicions definitely afoot.
All right, it's 2-1.
Speaking of which, Let's go to our next little Snapchat for Eli Arbiza.
No, I read that one.
Oh, sorry. Tucker White 94.
Nope. Up one.
Update. Padres 3, Braves 2 after 6.
You missed Dodge above
Yep,
that.
Dodger of Zion 2. I've been rewatching the first round special over and over. I'm so glad I actually got to watch the draft this year. That's my main complaint with the super chat thing, too. There's no real check mark to like verify. I wish we had that, so like we didn't have to keep bumbling around that.
Right,
mentioned that on Thursday too.
Some streams are dicks and they don't even read them. You know, they just they're just like, oh, thanks for the super chat, man. They don't even read the content.
Some of them do, but most of them try to do everything, even if it's like one big piece at the end.
Nah, man, PewDiePie doesn't read Snapchats.
Does PewDiePie even do live streams with super chats anymore? Like, this dude's making like tens of millions of dollars a year. He doesn't need them to super chats.
He doesn't. I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass. I don't watch anybody else's streams. I'm just...
Yeah, that sounds like some jealousy factor right there.
I know. I hate it when people are more successful than me. It's bothersome. But
okay,
if you think,
thanks for the knowledge, Mr. 5 Points.
Yeah.
Just saying.
No, I'm saying if you think like that, like if you think about what other people have, you'll never get out of bed. You just got to be happy.
Oh, of course. I mean, dude, like... I wanted to be a football player when I grew up. Guess what? That didn't fucking happen. I sucked ass.
You wanted to be a football player? Was this
no shit. I mean, like, yeah, it's like every boy's goddamn dream, like that, or being an astronaut, or being like, I don't know, a doctor or a lawyer or something.
I wanted to play catcher for the Mets, and that dream was crushed at like age 13. You know, I had it all the way till I was 12. Like I was pretty decent at 12, and then everybody else's bodies changed, and I just... You know,
yeah.
That's what happened. All right, Beast of Metal 1989. I have no hair and I must derp. Shit. I finally gave into the bald meme. Sorry, dude, for all of it. Nattleman. Ooh. Yeah, it's fine. I hear that I'm bald and ugly weekly. Like this is part of my...
I feel like it's just a tradition now. There's just like a couple bots that just say bald.
Mm-hmm. Listen, my mom thinks I'm handsome, so you guys y'all can kiss my ass. And somehow I'm married, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Uh-huh. Some lady married me. I don't know why.
Well, they must have realized and sat into the crystal ball and realized, oh, you're going to be a super famous YouTuber. You got to get in on that gravy train.
You know what the funny part is like I know my kid gets asked like, what does your dad do? And he's got to be like, he's a YouTuber.
It's like, oh,
and they're like,
dad play video games.
Right,
it's like,
right.
does he play Fortnite?
Does he play that Fortnite or whatever? And then he has to explain to them, oh yeah, he's a sports YouTuber on top of it. Like, and then he's like a really lame sports YouTuber.
He does like countdowns and shit.
Yeah, he does like watch
and he does ads for manscaping.
Yes.
Like, who manscapes themselves? Ew.
And gambling. Like, that's another one of his sponsors.
FanDuel.
My bookie. And he sells watches.
And SeatGeek, the power of SeatGeek.
Yep, and SeatGeek.
Use code word TREE to save $20 off your first purchase.
Though he did get one. So Vincero sent me like 3 watches now because they're fucking kick-ass watches. I'm not bullshitting like because they pay me. They're pretty good watches. And I gave
that's
one.
How it should be. I mean, you should sell the product and you should like it. That's the way I
like it. I would buy a Vincero if they didn't give it to me. I'll tell you that. But anyways,
bad.
Anime Holotops Tree, thoughts on my Seahawks draft? Ooh, we get some feedback now on what
Seahawks are really. I mean, they did an interesting draft because they traded down a lot. They traded with the Packers, I believe. They trade down to 30. Then they traded that pick to the Giants, and they amassed a decent bit of like mid-round picks.
Mm-hmm.
I think they really needed their defensive end replacement for Frank Clark. DK Metcalf, he's high boom, high bust profile. Good pan out, he really can't. Plus, they need one for Doug Baldwin if he retires.
I think Metcalf is not going to meet all those combine expectations.
Oh, of course. The expectations usually out of those get ridiculous.
Yeah, I think, the thing is, like, Reggie Bush was a decent pro. He just never lived up to the hype. And DK Metcalf got a lot of hype on his train. And I think he'll be good. I think, maybe 700 yards, 800. That'd be a nice season for a rookie. But I don't think he...
Yeah. The key there is, like, if they develop like they've done, I think they'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I see it, at least.
Let me check this.
They really bulked up on a lot of depth.
I'm gonna check.
At the end of the day, if you look, they had 3 4th-round picks. They had 2 6s, 2 2s.
Yeah, pretty good haul on picks. But Seattle, they're like in flux. But I think Seattle is a team, especially with that division being such shit. Like there's always someone gonna come out of there that can play. I mean, the Rams are good. Yes, let's give them that. But you never know. Teams are
the Rams. I don't know if they're going to be as good.
Yeah,
they lost a lot of pieces. They bled because of the typical, free agents.
Yeah, they could be like the Jaguars, in disarray and cutting Jared Beaton Goff at the end of next season. It could be that bad. I don't think so. They could win 9 games. They could be hungry. They could go win 12 games and just be like, we're on a mission. Who knows? The NFL is so fucking unpredictable. So fucking unpredictable. It's just, yeah. But Sean McVay is, a young Einstein.
The chosen one.
Yeah, he's a little Einstein. That's what he is.
Right.
Yep. He looks like a Chucky. He looks like a small person. Just,
He looks compact. You can fold him up and carry him with you as a carry-on on an airplane.
Hey, that's just Sean McVay. I'm gonna put him in their overhead right here. Don't worry about it. Now that overhead is a coaching prospect. That's right.
Yes, that overhead is now analyzing film 20 hours a day.
Yep.
I know he sleeps for 8, but he analyzes in his REM cycles.
That's right. He puts the headphones on and it's just quarterback cadences over and over again. Different cadences so that he can recognize who they are. He goes into a sensory deprivation room and someone's like, 319. He's like, that's Aaron Rodgers. It's Aaron Rodgers for sure. And then he's never missed. All right. Chosen Rosen. Oh, Kevin Sicka. You want to read this one?
Sicka.
You read this one.
Chosen Rosen in Miami. Fitz magic on hold. Sadly, the Jets didn't draft Josh Allen, so I can hear Josh Allen sacking Josh Allen. Dolphins for life. That's what I was hoping for, too. The Jets or the Bills draft Josh Allen so we can get those beautiful
those memes.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Marshall tackling Brandon Marshall.
Yes. They might have done a marketing campaign with Billy Joel, Allentown or something, living here in Allentown. And it's just the two of them, palling around in a golf cart,
In Allentown, PA?
Yes, in Allentown, PA, and making really obvious racist stereotypes about each one of them, because Josh Allen, one of them's white and the other's black. I had to whisper that.
The odd couple jokes, huh?
Mm-hmm. I had to whisper that part so that we don't get demonetized.
Okay. We're going to get demonetized anyway. Come on. We've over past events, we've probably been demonetized at least 6 times.
Yes, we've narked ourselves 10 times because all we do is talk about child porn. Oops. You can't even.
We've been officially demonetized about 10 times if for the next 4 weeks.
Can't say that, but you can say taint on the air. I've used that joke 100 times, but I like it. All right.
Misfortune Darkrai.
Oh, that's a new one.
$5. I think so, yep. Hey, Tree, if the Denver Nuggets don't win an NBA Finals this year, is a legacy of failure on them a possibility?
They just won a playoff series.
Though. Yeah, I mean, that's a little too early for that, too. They're still in their window with Jokic. So I think the best time to do that would have been a couple years ago.
Yeah. It's so hard to get to.
It all goes through ebbs and flows and cycles, so... that's why the Brewers aren't going to be done now because they're still technically in their window.
But you have such a good gig, man. All you got to do, if the team is really bad, they'll just stay bad.
It varies. I mean, things are changing now, though, or in flux.
Not in the NBA. It's the NBA. The NBA, you can just stay bad forever. Knicks.
Pacers haven't won a playoff series in over 5 years now.
They were this close to a championship with Radar Miller. Miller.
They lost to the Rockets, right?
Yeah. I like that one, the Wizards, Eli. The Wizards are a legacy of failure. They're pretty fucking bad, dude.
They won in 79, so that would take a little time to wait.
Wes Unseld.
But it's a pretty bad one, especially with the the Michael Jordan saga. Ernie Grunfeld for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, update Boston Beantown on the power play, 2-1.
Yeah,
So
8 minutes to go. About.
Yep, Boston better score
I'm
because we
I'm
need some more playoff
I,
overtime.
I just like Columbus winning. I think that
Yeah, I mean this place is electric. They have that 2012 Kings like vibe.
they do. They have that. We're the underdogs. We're just gonna go. We're playing with house money. You know.
Yep. Never mind. That power play's over. Boston is going on. Is it a power play or is it a penalty shot? No, it's a penalty. 4-on-4.
Oh, I love
There goes that.
4-on-4 hockey.
It's wide open.
Yeah, wide open.
And Bergeron's in the box, so there goes one of your best killers.
Yeah, Bergie. Will there be an overlapping power play? Is that what happens?
Yeah, like for minute 44 of 4-on-4 time and 15-second power.
Oh yeah, so nothing. But don't put it past,
Nothing
dude. That
really made. But dude, you can't.
Columbus their last power play, they just shot the puck at the net the entire time. I was like, oh, the one they scored on, I was like, holy shit, how did they not score it? Like, they just wore them down until they gave up a goal. TIE Fighter 94 for 10 bones. Thank you. When I was at the draft, my feet were hurting from all the standing. Broadway smelled like ass. It was crowded, and it rained that night. It was worth it just to boo and see the Giants pick in person. Yeah, Broadway can have a little smell coming off that river right there.
Especially with, like, the population, like, going, like, packed in there.
Yeah. Plus, you had some out-of-towners.
Question: did you have any pissed off bachelorette parties?
Yeah. Did you run into, some skinny girls asking for your underwear there? Just say, someone that had that was an optimist would have seen that as fun, right? Oh shit, we're having a bachelorette party with millions of other people. Let's just see.
They don't care about the NFL draft. They just want to get shit faced and do like penis innuendos.
Yeah, and shoot little
penis straw.
Right. It's a penis straw. Look, it's a penis lollipop. I'm licking my penis lollipop, everyone. It's so funny. And you're just like, yeah, and that's the worst statistical chance of getting laid if you approach a bachelorette party, unless it's like 2-3 a.m. and you've managed to separate one from the herd.
Yeah, they ain't getting any laid. They got to go back on the bus. So you can mess around a little bit, but it's just like, nah, you aren't getting anything. If you're lucky, maybe an hour, but like, nah.
Nah. Never approach the bachelorette party unless you can spot the divorcee. So, Stick Fig Dude. Oh, wait, this is yours right here.
Yep. Long-time listener, first-time Snapchatter. Welcome, brother. Glad you joined us, my friend. Just based off the NFL offseason so far, who's your guys' call of the dark horse next season?
Ooh, I like that question. That's a good
question. I'm going to say dark horse. I like the Buffalo Bills. I think they got a shot with how they're building their D.
I want to say the Niners for some
reason. Niners, if they stay healthy, I think they have a chance. Yeah. I would say... Who else would be a good dark horse?
The Raiders.
You say maybe Raiders?
No,
maybe.
No, I'm being facetious.
Facetious. Yeah. I'd say the Colts would probably be a good dark horse.
Do you think that somehow Al Davis uploaded his personality into Mark Davis, and that's why they took Clinton or whatever his name was?
Apparently, they like him in Oakland. Like, I mean, they Oakland Raiders fans can be delusional, but they like him. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have drafted him at 4, but
you could always
not
take
over
Robert
Oliver or Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Like the one I was hearing it all for the Raiders, which would have made sense.
Listen, man, the draft never makes sense. That's why,
of course,
it's worthless.
That's why
to do
we get Kyle Brady over Warren Sapp.
Right. Those experts don't know shit. Right.
Of course.
That Mel Kipper guy. I don't know who the hell is that guy. Uncultured Barbarian. I like that. Oh,
very nice name. Uncultured Barbarian.
Yes. Say what you will about the Packers draft, but they got some speed on defense. QBs shouldn't have all day to throw now. Yeah, I mean, it's all going to come down to scheme. And if who's the D coordinator there in the Packarine?
Yeah, the thing with the Packers for me was I wasn't really bitching about the draft. They needed to fill their defensive issues. That's been an issue for years.
Yes, years to come. Yeah, and
I'm more concerned about the Packers being aggressive now. It's like, whoa, the Packers are aggressive?
Well,
they traded up again? What? What is this?
Well, people were
They're supposed to be conservative and do nothing.
You don't know. The other thing with these draft picks and analysts, they don't know the scheme or what they're trying to do, right? So if a GM sees that someone can backpedal at 4 seconds, they're like, oh shit, this guy can play cover, and that's what we want to do. We're going to send edge heat every time or A gap heat. So a lot of times, you don't know what you got until you put it all on the field.
Sometimes even scheme fit doesn't work. Sometimes they have a different style in college that they think would look really good, but sometimes maybe his skill set doesn't convert at the NFL level, or he just gets bad development, or he gets jerked around a lot. So there's also that too.
We're headed to the last 5 here: Columbus and Boston.
Yeah, the final 5 brought to you by Rocket Mortgage.
Yeah, the final 5.
Yep, that's what they're calling it now.
They should have that at a bar before last call. It's the final 5. Find the fat girl and take her home, buddy. That's
You're
right.
lucky.
Should have gone ugly early. That's what I had a buddy. He was in the military.
You gotta have a couple first before you do that.
No, I had a buddy who was in the military. He was like, man, don't try to talk to all the cute girls at 2 a.m., man. You got to go. If you want to get some ass, he's like, you got to talk to the ugly girls early. I'm like, what?
Well, you got to work them first.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't want to be treated as like, oh, you're only hitting on me since 150. And
right. Yeah. Like you try the fat girl at 2. She's going to be like, oh, I saw you trying to talk to those cute girls earlier. Now you want to
get the fuck out of here.
Right. She's going to turn you down out of spite. She's going to talk to the guy that went early and probably bought her some chicken nuggets, Like,
I wouldn't say chicken nuggets. I'd say Long Island iced tea.
If I have to go ugly early, that means that would mean I would have to show up shit-faced at like 8 o'clock, and I can't do that. Couldn't do that. No, I would just pass out 10 o'clock. I can't even drink now. I had all those twisted teas during the live stream. I was pretty hammered by the end. Mm-hmm.
I had a few then too. Like I was doing all right. Nothing too crazy.
Matt Morales. Is that right? Morales.
Although I am disturbed about the twisted tea.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the only
really
alcohol I can consume that doesn't make me sick, All right. At UT. Legacy of failure for Power 5 NCAA football teams. Love to hear your take on my Wolverines. Congrats. Your team still can't beat Ohio State. Ooh.
I thought it would be congratulations, your team still underperformed expectations. That would be the Michigan motto.
That is interesting to think about, a legacy of failure for a college team, just ripping a team for sucking, even though like lots of teams suck.
Oh, yeah. The one big one I hear about, it's like I get like whispers of it too all the time. It's Texas A&M. That's the one I hear about.
A&M or even Texas football, man.
Texas football since the 90s. I mean, you can make one technically on the fall of Nebraska football.
Oh, Nebraska or Louisville for hiring Bobby Petrino over and over again.
Bobby Petrino's a slime ball piece of shit. Fuck that dude.
But he can coach that football, man. He can make them run and cut and all that shit. Fucking, we'll hire Bobby Petrino. Shit.
And then he goes to Atlanta and everything's fucked.
Yeah, and then he goes back to Louisville. He tells everyone, he's like, this is where I'm going to stay and make my family. And then he fucking has his chick that he was banging fall off the back of his motorcycle.
All right, that was Arkansas, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he went back to Louisville after that.
Yeah, he was at Louisville.
Like a chicken with his tail between his feathers. He got fired last year, and it was glorious.
It was. But he's, what type of retribution is going to happen to him? Nothing. He's rich. And
he's just never going to coach again. I mean, he'll probably coach like some small college or whatever.
I'm sure he's upset on his pile of money that he's sitting on right now. Him and Brian.
There's no justice in this world.
None. We're just, I'm going to die. You're going to die. We're just all going to die. We're going to lose everything.
Well, we're all fucked. That's what really happens.
Sorry I ruined the mood, everyone. We're all just thinking.
The nihilist dumpster fire.
That's all we're doing is, yes, it's a nihilist existential dumpster fire. And all we're doing is trying to distract ourselves until that day we're just like, fuck, it's my turn. Okay,
Tucker, we're going to that great dumpster fire in the sky.
That's right. Like, imagine instead, like, you just climb up the stairway and there's just a big dumpster on fire, and they're like, "Hey, hop in, man. Sorry."
It's like, yeah, this is hell. Have fun.
Yeah, we didn't tell you everybody goes to hell. We didn't.
Maybe it's like South Park. The correct religion was Mormon.
Yeah, I could see that. We could be wrong. All of us wrong.
Ooh.
We could just it's just a big smelly dumpster fire.
Yes. All right. It apparently smells like Nashville.
Yeah, during the draft. That's another fear of mine too. Is like, what if I have a heart attack on stream, and everyone gets to watch me die?
Then I'd be like, oh, okay. Maybe.
All right. You want to read this next one?
Let's get you some more Snapchats.
Before we all just lose our entire audience into depressing, like, fucking self-wallowing.
Surprisingly, nobody's really left.
Yeah. Thank you. The existential dumpster fire.
Let's go to Tucker White.
Right.
For 6-6.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Steelers missed the playoffs with the best wide receiver in the game today. Fat fuck got extended. How screwed are the Steelers in 2019? I don't think the Steelers are screwed if they can get their defense in order, because they're going to have to compensate for the loss of talent on offense. I see mostly the same thing, 9-7, 10-6 max, maybe 8-8, sneak into a wild card. I could see that happening.
You're an optimist, man.
So I don't think they're like super fucked.
They were one game away from right. They were one game, one tie away from making the playoffs last year.
Yeah, because they tied with Cleveland, lost to Oakland, and
they lost to Oakland.
Lost to Denver, and blew a big lead to San Diego.
Yeah,
sorry, Los Angeles.
Weren't they beating Denver too late? Else. They were beating Denver too late, right? I think.
Yeah, so. They had a 7-point lead.
Yeah, and they fucked up, and then B-Roth threw an interception when they could have won it. Still, like, they just fucked up.
I think they could have tied it.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that was bad.
But you can't look at last year and predict this year. It's really hard to do that. Unless it's the Patriots, because they fucking are good every year. Every fucking year they're good. Connor Noakes, $2. At least you're not a Sens fan like me. We are so fuck. Yes, you got roasted by The Simpsons. Like, what?
Yeah, that's sad.
How you get roasted by, like, when The Simpsons know that you suck shit, like, that's and
bad. That takes some time for them to make those episodes, so they've known that for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're like, hey, look, the Sens aren't going to be in the playoffs, so go ahead and rip that joke. Go ahead. Minute 45 left in this game.
Yep. Empty netter for Beantown.
The net is empty? Oh, I'm not watching.
Icing call right now.
Okay.
I have it on in the background. Let's get to another Snapchat in the meantime. For Mix or Mike's.
No, you skipped Bailey. Skip Bailey.
Mm-hmm. Please talk about the Overwatch League. I would, unfortunately, I just don't know enough about it. I know about the Shanghai team that lost a shitload of games, but that's it.
Yeah, there was the Shanghai team that lost 40 games in a row.
There's a guy that does a lot of talk about a Overwatch League. Let me look him up. He does it in my style, but It's Overwatch League.
Interesting. Bailey Leisure, we missed him. Carolina going to pull off the upset. Hope so. Carolina is playing incredible hockey.
They are feeding Barry Trotz's system right to him. And that's impressive.
Yeah. And the other thing, though, they got lucky as hell in game 2. Now, if they go out and just control the game at, where do they play in Raleigh? What's the name of that arena? I fucking forget.
PNC Arena.
Yeah, PNC Arena. I study arenas all fucking day.
I found the name for the Overwatch guy. It's Dividing by Zero.
Ah, so he wants the universe to explode.
Pretty much. That's Overwatch for you, though.
So he clowns the Overwatch League like you do? Like, does he have, like, days of our Shanghai team or whatever?
I have no idea, but, he does a lot of that stuff. I've talked to him a couple times.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. You got this next one.
We got Kevin Michael von Magnum.
What's up? He got to sit in on the show with us last week towards the end there, and we got his live reaction on what
to the poor Nashville.
Yep.
Which team had the best draft haul?
Ooh. That's a good question.
Very good question. Who would be the best? I like Jacksonville because, you had one of the best edge rushers fall into your lap. Washington did surprisingly okay with their first few picks. That's what I was going to
say. That was my next one is Washington. No complaints out of any Skins fans on what they got.
Oh, yeah. And Dan Snyder apparently took over their first round.
I think that's
And nobody's complaining. Okay, what was that supposed to be a fake out?
I think so. That's why
ridiculous, trading up to the third overall pick. That's what I expect.
That's why I think Gettleman falls for that shit, because he was like, "Oh, I knew at least 3 other teams that wanted Jones before 17," and clearly, what Haskins was available. When did Haskins get taken? Late after 15. The 17th. What was
15.
he? 15. So clearly, if only one other team needed a quarterback in between 6 and 17, it was the Skins, and they would have taken Jones, and you would have gotten Haskins. Oh. Okay, or they would have taken Haskins anyways, and you would have gotten Jones, because nobody was going to take him.
Yeah, nobody was taking Jones.
That logic is crazy.
People said Haskins at 6.
Right. That's insane logic, because if Haskins was ahead of Jones on the draft board, right, and Haskins ends up at wherever he was, 12th, then nobody else would have taken Jones. Nobody. This is stupid. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. You could have gotten that other kid, Drew Lock, whatever. Could have gotten that kid. Or Stidham. Everyone, what's funny is everyone's jocking Stidham. They're like, oh, yeah, Stidham went to the Patriots. I'm like, yeah, I saw Stidham play for 3 years in Auburn. You have nothing to worry about, league. Nothing to worry about right there. Aiden C97. California, $5. I know I'm just barely under 6 months of being an NFL fan, but even I thought Daniel Jones was a laughable pick. Sorry, 5 points. Also, go Hurricanes. I just got flexed on by a noob. This is what happened.
Dude, you could get flexed on by a 5-year-old or an 80-year-old grandmother.
I think a 2-year-old would have been like, Daniel Jones, what a reach. And
I think even those 2-year-old kids at Giant Stadium were like, this guy's a bum. Yeah. And CBJ wins.
Yeah, there you go. Up 2-1. Is that the worst thing you can call someone in New York is a bum? Like, hey, you're a fucking bum. You know that? You're a fucking bum. I think that's the worst thing.
Calling people bums for hundreds of years.
Right. But is it a bum or bozo? Like, you'd be like, yeah, you're a bozo. You're a freaking bozo. Uh-huh.
And speaking of updates, Milwaukee is beating the shit out of Boston right now.
I think that's the worst thing you can call someone in New York.
So Boston taking all the L's tonight.
Oh, Boston fought the Midwest tonight, and it looks like they're losing. NBA
looks like they are losing.
Scores. Yeah, Boston took on Middle America tonight, and the Bucks are bending them over.
Oh yeah. They got punched in the mouth, and they had to respond. So hey.
Yep. Are there any other games tonight?
Colorado, San Jose, and I want to say Houston, Golden State, and more of the whiny bitch fest.
Yes, the more complaining about calls and statistical analysis of fucking bad calls. What the
They bitched about Game 7 last year. No. Your audit was supposed to be how you missed 27 straight 3-pointers. That's what you should be bitching about.
Yeah. But the refs, they had something to do with that, because they were just chucking up shots and bricking them like freaking, And also the refs, I saw Dick Bavetta go and trip Chris Paul and make sure that he pulled that hamstring. I saw that happen too.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm blind and I can't see, and I just ran into Chris Paul, and now you're injured, Chris. And you won't be participating in game. You want to do an analysis? Try analyzing the Warriors' offense. You got time to fucking crunch some numbers. Look at some advanced stats there.
Yeah, it's easier just to bitch about everything now.
Mm-hmm.
You know that.
Yeah, that's right. That's the society that we live in, right? You just
Mm-hmm.
bitch. You're just like Daniel Jones, first round pick. Okay.
Pretty much. Michael Engels for $2. How do you guys think the Bears did in this draft? And for the record, the Bears only had 4 picks.
Yeah, they're filling
Like
holes.
they picked 2 running backs though, which I find strange.
Yeah, the Tyreek
Like Tariq
Cohen.
Cohen.
Yeah.
Like I mean, they traded Jordan Howard.
I said
But like,
facetiously, like I was like, "Oh, nice Jewish boy, Tyreek Cohen. He's actually Jewish."
yes. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. He's legit. Like he's on the tribe. I didn't know that. So
mostly offensive weapons, and like it's mostly just lottery tickets from that point on. So they didn't really like
yeah,
do
you're gonna
anything.
have to sign some free agents and stuff.
They're hoping for what Robbie Gould to come back and be their savior.
Mm-hmm. On Wikipedia, you can find a list of Jewish athletes. It's just fun to go through and be like, oh yeah, I remember that guy. Like, and some of them are a stretch. I think Amari Stoudemire like counts for some.
Yeah, like it's like some ones that are obvious, like Chaim Goldman or Adam Rabinovitz or something like
that.
And then there's like
though. I think
Joe
Mark.
Smith. I'm like, wait, okay.
What's that?
We are getting demonetized.
Oh.
Evil Dead for $5. Ready for the train wreck that will be Daniel Jones, 5 points bid. Also, do you think Haskins will have his career ruined like RG3?
No, I think Haskins will be fine as long as they just, he's got some heat there. They brought in Case Keenum to sort of be the guy for initially and teach Haskins how to underthrow receivers that are wide open. So, I mean, after that, we'll see. But I think Haskins, he probably will start towards the end of the year after they just yell for him to do so. And he'll be okay. He'll be a nice pro. But, yeah, Jay Gruden was not Mike Shanahan and Kyle Shanahan that was like, hey, let's run a read option with our fast-ass quarterback. And fuck it if he gets hit. Fuck it. Fuck it if his leg bends backwards like this, and then we just cart him out there in a playoff game because he's young, right? He'll be fine. We know he can't do anything but run anyways. So, and that was shown after. Beast of Metal 1989. $10. Breaking. Citizens of Dawsonville, Georgia find cause for celebration despite the definition of insanity. Set off old-timey siren at local pool hall. Opinion. Oh my God, Chase Elliott won Talladega. Yes. I did not know you were a Chase Elliott fan.
Chase Elliott's had a decent year, so like he couldn't really win a big race, and then he won Watkins Glen last year. That must have been the big turning point for him.
The road course?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It was funny when Juan Pablo Montoya was a driver. He could only win the road courses.
Oh yeah, because he's used to them in Indy. Like they always have specialist drivers for road courses.
I've been watching that documentary on Netflix, the Formula One. It's really good. You should watch it. It's actually interesting. Like you watch that and you're like, oh, fuck, I want to go to Monaco to watch a race for the fuck of it.
Yeah, the thing with Monaco, though, it's like super thin and it's hard to pass. Like they're like really tight corridors.
Yeah, so if you can get out, if you're just faster and you get in front of somebody, it's really hard to.
Well, you gotta be fast and qualified. That's your key.
Yeah, it does.
Like there are only like a couple straights where you can legitimately pass.
Yeah. Wow, you know a lot about Monaco. I don't know shit about Monaco other than there's like fine ass thotties there and guys throwing around millions of dollars.
That's rich dude central, man.
Maybe
one day we will get to Monaco, but
fuck if we're going there. Shit, no.
The live dumpster fire from Monaco.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
YouTube is not gonna pay that fucking trip. I'll tell you that. A live
It'll be like 4 a.m, but
yeah. I'm not gonna show up in Monaco with my Vincero. Yeah. Oh, you got this next one. You're up.
Yes, sir, I do. I got Mr. Tiger, 89. Off topic, but it's something I've been thinking about. What do you think is the legacy of the Nintendo Wii? I'd say just the controller. I'd say that's the real legacy.
I think the Wii was great. The Wii U was garbage, and the Switch is amazing. So Nintendo is like hit or miss a lot with their consoles. You know, they either find something that is completely innovative or something that is ahead of its time and not very
Or they
adaptive.
just like are backwards. Like the GameCube never really took off for that reason. There's
Yeah.
good games on it, but it just never took off.
Yeah, but now like everyone's got a Switch and they're playing Smash Bros and old timey games, and I played Punch Out the other night, you know, on my
Old
kids.
school Punch Out. There you
Yeah,
go.
on my kids
Good.
Switch. Like I asked them to
Mhm.
play, to let me play like a kid, and they're like, no, you know, you can't play the Switch.
Boston has no points in their last 4 minutes. They're down
Mm,
by 29.
wow, they're getting butt. They're
Boston taking. Oh no, never mind. They scored 2 points.
oh okay.
Boston taking all those L's.
I had
Whew.
no idea they were getting a colonoscopy tonight.
I was watching Boston Columbus tonight, but
Which team doctor scheduled that? Mm-hmm. Jared Froman, related to Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago.
mm,
Do you know that what movie that's from? Who in the chat knows what movies that's from? This is Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago. Let's see who gets it first in the chat.
Tommy Boy.
What? No.
Nah, that was another.
Who do you think was the biggest disappointment in the NFL draft, and what MLB team has been the biggest disappointment this season? Yes, Ron Burgundy. No, wait. Evan Escher beat you. Evan Escher beat you. It's Ferris Bueller. That's right.
I haven't seen enough of Ferris Bueller. I've seen bits and pieces. I've never really seen the full movie.
It's a great movie. Bueller.
Your
Ben
80s.
Stein's in it. Okay, who was the biggest disappointment in the NFL draft? And what MLB team has been the biggest? Well, the Yankees and the Red Sox. The Red Sox are
Red
obviously
Sox
the biggest.
easily.
Yeah. Even
I'd say
Stephen
Red Sox,
Stephen
I
King
would
roasted
say
them.
Nationals. I put up in a disappointment list.
Yeah, I saw Stephen King roasted
Rockies
the
have
Red
been very
Sox.
iffy.
Yeah. Biggest disappointment in the NFL draft.
You know who he's gonna pick.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't call the Raiders a disappointment. They're very love-hate.
Yeah, the Giants. It was. You just had to rub it in, didn't you?
Sorry, man. It's gonna be the talking point for like a month.
I mean, USA Today rated the first 4 picks like C's and below. Like he basically gave them a high school dropouts report card.
Well, that's every draft pick. Like there's Mel Kiper. If you look at his old report cards, it's like between B's and D's.
Didn't he give the
Like
Legion of
Christian
Boom
Wentz.
draft a D or an F or something like that?
Something.
And
I don't know. Like
yeah,
they always like do them weird. Mostly depends on development. That's why it's hard to gauge a draft immediately, like after it happens. You gotta
he's
wait through.
he gets more of a pass than the Weatherman. Like the Weatherman really can't fuck up now. Like
Well, you can't really do that. It's hard to gauge analyzing hundreds of hours of film. You have to do more than that,
yeah,
and
gotta
it's hard to see how it gauges at the NFL level.
yeah. Well, that's why. Well, I would say that's why he's a guy that works for ESPN, not a GM. But then Mike Mayock fucks all that shit up. Mm-hmm. Fucking just hire Mike Mayock. Let's put Adam Schefter as our GM. Fuck it.
No, you're gonna get Adam Schefter as your top scout, and then
Right.
you're gonna get Mel Kiper as like a head scout.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then you'll hire Barry Melrose as your head coach. And of course, it's football, but
Why
whatever.
not?
Barry
Barry
Melrose.
Melrose once met Sean McVay. So there you go.
That he did.
You hire Barry Melrose and you make it mandatory that he have that mullet. And you're just like, all right, look, here's as part of the deal, we'll give you all the hair gel you want, Barry. And we'll trade for the greatest player of all time for you. Black Bull 77. Strong like bull. Was the Sixers win over the Raptors a fluke?
The Raptors choked up big time there,
yeah.
man.
I don't see the Sixers winning that series, and I will dance on their grave so hard if
Well, either way,
When that
as a
happens.
shit poster, we win. If
Yeah.
Philly loses, we get to laugh at the process and maybe potentially destroyed because they traded all their depth
Mhm.
and future pieces
Right.
or two guys that'll be getting super max contracts. If Toronto loses, we laugh hysterically because they fucking choked royally.
Right. The ghost of
So
LeBron took them down. Like he's not even on the floor in the game, but his spirit is in the Scotia. So, yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
you also have to remember too, like Embiid's not fully 100%, and that's killing him.
Yeah. I want to laugh at the Sixers first, though. Please let me laugh at them.
Oh, of
And then when
course.
the Bucks beat the Raptors to go to the finals, then it's like even more laugh.
And Kawhi Leonard probably leaves.
Yeah. Kawhi. And then the Warriors when they sweep the
Win in
Rockets.
5.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's so precedented, the NBA.
it's pretty predictable, but it's the NBA.
All right, we got to wrap this up soon. So
We got to get all these super chats out of the way.
mm-hmm.
Trey Magathon for $4.99. Just got back from NHL 19 match. My opponent put up 2 shots on goal all game long and had 2 minutes of possession. I won 6-0. I did not realize you imitated the Penguin. Your opponent imitated the Penguin in these playoffs. Sounds about right.
I tell you, since I've retired from NHL, playing shell, I've never been more relaxed and calm in my life. Like
That's what the sports games do to you, man. They wear you down. It happened to me when I was a kid. It's like, why am I doing this?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
NFL 2K5 was the shit, but like Madden, I never really liked Madden like in the early 2000s. Like,
Oh, I used to play Madden upset. I'd lose a game of Madden and be upset about it like all day. Like I'd be like, why the fuck did I throw that ball? You know, like, yeah. That's what video game. That's the competitiveness in me is bad, and I don't like it. It is fun though when you're winning, when you're beating the shit out of people and you're just dominating them.
oh, you're just gonna you'd be the kind of dude that just flexes on people.
I do, but not in. I try not to be a dick. I do things like pull the goalie up, 4 or 5 goals and just see what happens, or like skate around or do stupid shit. Or I used to do the L1 where you put your stick on the ice just to show the other guy it's like, hey, I'm not taking you seriously anymore, which is even more insulting than actually playing. But yeah, all right. James Amadai, you read this one.
Sports and James Amadai. Does Bob Baffert win another Triple Crown? For the Derby, you mean? Who's his horse this year?
I don't know. Well, Baffert, they always have like multiple horses, don't they? I don't pay attention to the Triple Crown until someone's won both the Preakness and the Derby, because then it makes it interesting. But I thought I would never see another Triple Crown in my life, and then American Pharoah did it, so that was crazy. And then didn't another horse do it recently?
Yep, Justified did it last year. It looks
Justified. So now there's been 2 in my lifetime. When up until American Pharoah did it, you didn't see
it was like Seattle Slew back in the 70s.
Yeah. It's a rare thing. Triple Crown. That's right. That's when.
What I remember was Barbaro. Like he was favored as like a Triple Crown winner, and then he went down and like
then he broke his leg. Race. Yes. And then I remember Smarty Jones. Smarty Jones was a favorite, and then Gopher Gin lost by a nose. That was the closest I thought I was gonna see. Gopher Gin was like leaning forward, and then the other horse like leaned forward as he leaned back, and that was it. Sports and anime entertainment. Will this finally be the year the Blues shatter their legacy of failure? They have a good chance at.
I mean, all 8 teams honestly have a chance to do it. They have the pieces. They've got the goaltending. They've got a good shot.
Bennington is the big question. Bennington is a big question right now.
I think a lot of goalies have been walls this year. Brovsky, Grubauer, Martin Jones at times. Ben Bishop is like insane. Yeah. Mrazek. Robin Lehner
has played better.
Even Tuukka.
Yeah. Mrazek has played better than people are giving him credit for, too.
Of course. Well, he had potential back in Detroit, and then he just stagnated.
Well, he's got his team 2 wins away from, 3 wins away from the conference finals. So, who knows? I like this next one. Eli Arbiza. Who wins the MLB Tank Bowl?
I gotta go Kansas City here.
I gotta go to the Marlins. They're 8-20.
Either or. Either or, you can't go wrong. Those are your two favorites.
Marlins have been tanking for 2 decades now. Since they
With
last won that World
occasional
Series.
year or two of winning.
What? When Donnie Baseball was there? Oh.
Donnie Baseball is still there.
He's still there?
Yes.
He's
He's
the
still
manager?
there.
I thought he got fired a while ago.
I thought too, and then I was, oh shit, he is still there.
Donnie is he really? Come on, Don Mattingly. Are we?
He's still playing out his contract.
Is an American former and current manager of the Miami Marlins. That's like finding out for me that Laura Branigan was dead. I didn't know that. And then on the same level, Don Mattingly is still managing the Marlins. They're like, fuck, we can't pay him. We can't fire him and keep paying him, so we have to let him manage. You know, I'm sure he's thrilled to be doing this. All right, you got this. You got anime holic tops.
That I do. £5. That feel when Sharks were laughing at Vegas for wanting an apology for Game 7 call. Then Sharks do the same thing after Game 2 against the Avs. What hypocrisy. Well, that's everyone now. Everyone just wants to get bitch and apologize for everything. Even though I feel like that icing was more of a 50-50, so can't do it either way.
That's what happens when you set that precedent, right? When you start apologizing and issuing these makeup things that just don't make any sense, like why would you even issue a statement that you fucked up? And then people start demanding apologies,
Of course.
And then you've given in and you're stupid. That's what happens. Taylor Burns, I like this. Vanderbilt can be a 3-part series. Vandy's bad at everything, but it's a good college, you can't get on them for not being good at football. They had a 10-win season.
It's also very hard to get into Vanderbilt. They
right.
legitimately care about their academics.
Right. Jameis Winston is not going to be able to play for Vanderbilt. Okay. So he's going to go to Florida State. That's what happens. Vanderbilt is is like the Stanford of the SEC. Only nerds do apply. Taylor Burns back-to-back. Let me just read the second one. Giants fan in Bama. We going 4-12. Wow, I grew up a Giants fan. I grew up the only Giants fan in Alabama, and now you've taken my place. So,
jeez.
That's right. Montgomery, Alabama. Brewbreaker Elementary represent.
Ninja Llama for $5. With Pop signing a 3-year extension with the Spurs, do you think he'll pass the all-time wins record as coach, and is he the GOAT of basketball coaches? GOAT's a little tough to say. I think he's close.
He's got 5 rings. He's no Red Auerbach.
Red Auerbach maybe could be there. John Wooden.
Well, John Wooden was college coach, but Red Auerbach, as the Celtics coach, was just the shit.
Yeah, he'd be the guy you're competing with.
Maybe Phil Jackson. Yeah.
Those would be the guys you're competing with.
Pop could be. He's got 5 rings. If he wins another one and he has as many as Jackson, yeah. Especially after losing Kawhi, Manu Ginobili to baldness. I think Manu Ginobili is the first person ever to have to retire from male pattern baldness.
Jeez.
He was just it's a condition.
He got exiled to Charlotte. That's the thing. Oh, wait. Tony Parker went to Charlotte.
Tony Parker went to Charlotte. Manu just retired. He had dignity and stuff. He was like, look, everyone can see my forehead. It's crawling all the way up the back of my neck. I got to call it a career. And that was it.
It looks like your Mets are dealing with the situation now. Bases loaded. The top of the 9th for the Reds with 2 outs.
Oh, is Ed Luz Diaz in there?
No, it's Yaris Familia.
Oh God, yeah. So
actually, he struck him out. You're good.
No, it's 3-3 though. Top of the 9th. It's tied up.
Yep, 3-3. So it's
they blew the 2-run lead. What the fuck just happened?
Because the Mets. That's the New York Mets.
So Familia came in.
We keep blowing everything. We had a good start, and then we shit the bed.
So Diaz wasn't available, so they tried to put Familia in for a 2-inning save, and he blew it like Stormy Daniels.
Like, why would you put in your Familia for a 2-inning save? Dude, come on, that's suicide.
He's been shaky all year. They have literally nobody else. Literally nobody else.
Especially with all the investments you put in that bullpen, that's a yikes.
Yeah, it is. Edwin Diaz is not bad, but he blew a game the other day. All right. Oh, it's midnight, so they have a chance to walk off. Taylor Phillips, the Bucks swept the whiny Pistons 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that was ugly. The Pistons, as we talked about on the Michigan Sports Truth, none of us really gave any credence.
They were getting crushed.
Yeah.
They've lost 14 straight playoff games now.
That was a nightmare matchup, too, to get the fucking...
Like, they got obliterated. It's like, ugh, yeah, you're done. Get the hell out.
Yeah. Basketball is one of the few sports where things that are supposed to happen, unlike hockey.
Oh, they happen all the time.
Right.
Very rarely will they, like, have a situation legitimately surprise us. In the NHL, they'll legitimately destroy a series. In the NBA, you'll win a game.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, they won a game. Yeah. And then everyone's like shocked.
Right.
Because they won in 5 instead of 4.
Right. Or that year that Cleveland was actually winning late and then J.R. Smith decided to fucking run out the clock.
Yeah. Thought we were ahead, man. At least the memes were good that year.
Yeah. I was reading the NBA rule book. I was like, there's no way the players know this shit. There's no way. There's so much
They probably don't even call half this shit.
Right. They're just willfully ignorant. They're like, I didn't know that was a foul. Or I didn't know I couldn't do that.
Like, that's a foul?
Yeah.
That sounds weird to me, son.
Yeah. They only have to know the basics. All right. Austin D. Would you guys do a fan meetup in Pittsburgh or New York? I don't know. Someday. Maybe. Should we do that? How about if we go to a game, we'll do one of those things like meet us at the concourse.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then people can get pictures. Why would you want a picture with either of us? Like,
I don't know why. Like,
yeah. As Mitch Hedberg
we're just sitting there drunk at a ball game. It's like, hey, those fuckers from that podcast.
Yeah.
Then you just throw popcorn at us the whole time.
That urinating points or whatever his name was. Yeah. Mm-hmm. As Mitch Hedberg said, it's like, I'm not fucking famous. You're just trying to make me late for something. That's all it is. All right, you read the next ones.
The Beast of Metal, 1989. The biggest surprise of CBJ to me is Duchesne. He's finally playing like the franchise face he's hyped instead of being a mopey borderline tumor. I don't think he's really the franchise face there, and I think that's the strength. He's just a supplement or a complement to a better piece. Like, your key there are Panarin and Bobrovsky. Like, Matt Duchesne is not the guy. And in Colorado and Ottawa, he's had to be the guy.
Yeah. But he's playing like the guy. That's the thing. Like,
it's like a Phil Kessel thing.
Yeah, true.
Like when Toronto, like, he wasn't the guy. Then he goes to Pittsburgh and thrives because he's not the guy.
Right. That was a perfect analogy right there. He is definitely Phil Kessel because if he's not looked at as the source of all the offense, then he can just do his thing. Mm-hmm. The Doctor Gnome, thoughts on Chargers picks? Who did the Chargers get?
They picked up Jerry Tillery in the first round. I know that. So that's their Corey Legic replacement.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
Let me look up the Chargers draft pick while my chair gets very squeaky.
I'll read this Snapchat from Beast to Metal. We'll be efficient. I've been following Chase since about 2013 when he was driving trucks and ARCA. Due to realizing that he was being developed as Jeff Gordon.
I got it up right now.
Okay.
Jerry Tillery in the first round from Notre Dame. Second round pick, Nasir Adderley from Delaware. That's a defensive back. Doesn't say a third round pick. They must have traded it.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth round pick, Drew Tranquil, linebacker from Notre Dame. Fifth round pick, a quarterback from North Dakota State, Easton Stick. A sixth round pick, a linebacker from Houston, Emeke Egbule. I probably butchered that name. And then seventh round pick, another defensive tackle from Cincinnati, Cortez Broughton.
It's funny is like Eli, Phillip Rivers, and Ben Roethlisberger all came in the same year. And Eli's the one with 2 rings, and he's being shuffled out of town the fastest.
Yep.
Right?
Easton Stick was the Carson Wentz replacement.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that too.
Oh, yes. And then the next one, so Beast of Metal was talking about Chase. Is Chase Elliott related to any of the Elliots?
Bill Elliott.
Is it Bill Elliott's? So he's Bill Elliott's kid?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Did not know that. NASCAR is a family business. I'll tell you that. Uh-huh. All right, just 2 left, and we can call it a night. We went 15 minutes over, but can't stop a man.
We got to do like a last call at like 9:50.
Yeah, we got to start doing that. But, you can't stop a man trying to get his bag, And
maybe.
We appreciate you all, by the way. And what was his name? Bickle? Jeremy Bickle last time that gave us the $100 and $150 Snapchat?
That was crazy, man.
Yeah, that was crazy. I appreciate it. It's a week later, and I'm still talking about him. That was amazing.
That's crazy. If you think like, dude, somebody gave me $100.
Yeah. For what? I guess we got to give it to a stripper.
I just sit around and talk on a computer.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell fart jokes on the internet.
Like I played NHL and bitched about good brands.
Yeah.
That's not worthy of $100.
Good Branson. I said the name Good Branson with a overly pronounced lisp, and someone gave me $100.
Jesus Christ.
Good Branson. Good Branson is garbage. Caden Farrell, who wins the NFC East next year? Probably.
I'm gonna probably say Eagles.
Yeah. I don't know. Not
Cowboys
the Giants.
Second.
So if I just say not the Giants, it means whoever wins it.
That means you're right.
Yeah. It also means I'm right. Fuck you. You're a dick.
Mm-hmm.
You're a dick.
Legend.
Yep. All right. Let's finish this last one up and then finish up the show.
Jesus Crust. Legendary name, sir.
Yes. He died. He died in a toaster.
He died and got thrown in the trash for us.
Yep. Mm-hmm. He got cut. He got removed because of your sins. It's all Jesus. It's Jesus Christ. That's right.
What did you think of the Ravens draft? For the record, they picked a couple wideouts. They have Antonio Brown's cousin Marquise Brown, Miles Boykin, wide receiver out of Notre Dame, Jalen Ferguson, defensive end, Louisiana Tech, Justice Hill out of Oklahoma State, so they're really doubling down on the running back core.
So
Ben Powers, O-lineman from Oklahoma, Iman Marshall out of USC, cornerback, Trace McSorley out of Penn State, Dalen Mack, defensive lineman out of Texas A&M.
Was Trace McSorley, is he white?
Yes, he is white. He's a Penn State quarterback.
Yeah. Sorry. I was just guessing.
I don't know. Good guess.
So they picked up some offensive linemen to to block for that running back, Lamar Jackson, right?
I'd say so.
Oh.
I think they're using wide receivers.
I think he's more of a runner than a thrower than a runner. That was me imitating Stephen A. Smith. It was not good.
No, you have to do it with a really slow quarterback, though.
Yes.
Not much of a thrower for Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah. Or Eli Manning. He's much more of a thrower than a runner. Runner than a thrower. Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Right. All right. Well, we made it. We went.
We came in struggling and slogging, but we made it.
Got to thank everybody for contributing the Snapper chats.
Muchas gracias por dinero, señores.
Hackenberg is god awful. He'll never see the league. Got to thank the mods: Nick Man, Beast of Metal, Omega Black, or Oshawott Man. Who are the mods? God damn it. We got lots of mods.
We have Omega Black and Beast of Metal. I can name off the bat.
Is Oshawott Man a mod? No, he's not. We should make him a mod at some point. He's always here.
And Nick Man is a mod.
Nick Man is a mod. But you guys, I saw you blocking people and all that shit.
They cock-blocked a lot of people during the draft.
They did. People trying to spam our chat. They're trying to rob our gate. That's what it is. I don't want anybody robbing my gate. That's why we have protection around this racket. All right. Do you have any closing thoughts so that I can go snuggle with my dog?
No, I do not, sir.
All right. Thank you for everyone for laughing at me, making fun of me for being a Giants fan. I deserve it. I deserve every ounce of it because
You've been getting laughed at for the past 2 years. Let's be real.
I think that was the trade-off. Like whoever I made the deal with was like, look, you can be okay at YouTube, but all your teams have to suck. And I was like, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Like, you made the Super Bowl a couple times, you won it. Your
Mhm.
cost is being a laughing
Right.
stock.
That's right.
Have fun.
You're gonna be called Bald and Ugly Weekly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks, everyone. You're all beautiful. I'm 5 Points, and that's Tree.
Take care,
You
boys.
made it. Yep.
Peace.
Take care. Peace.